Oh, no. Serious warning signs, and those are just some of the warning signs. Now, they are known physical appearance is what they're named after, just like the tall whites. Now, they're just a little thicker, you know what I mean? So they thick, and they out there, but those other characteristics are the ones you wouldn't normally get right on the surface. Tattoos, holy shit. Okay, so here's the deal with the tattoos. You can find out a lot. The number, the placement, you can find out a lot. Okay, so they wear their heart on their sleeve, kind of.
Oh, I got a
Go
really
on.
good question. Got a really good one. I'm gonna explain something. Are you ready? Okay. Think about this is this is incredible, a discovery that I found, and it could be the mark of the, jellyfish orbs, and it actually has been tattooed on an abducted individual who's not sure, clueless whether he's been abducted or not, but he displayed his orb, um, jellyfish tattoo on his arm and took a picture of it, and, now we know that, he's one of the jellyfish, orb people, I guess, and there's a tattoo on his arm that looks just like it. Uh, I'm not kidding, but the picture is not out in the public yet, so you just have to trust me, but could he be an orb, um, people person, or is he been abducted by the orb jellyfish people, or and he doesn't know it? What could you theorize? Is somebody wearing a UFO jellyfish orb on their arm in its tattoo form? He has actually experienced some phenomena where he did feel like he was knocked out of his body, where he felt that he wasn't in his body any longer. Like his presence was outside his body, his conscious awareness was outside his body, which again could also indicate that possibility of abduction phenomena, or something like that. And let's see, and that's happened a few times. So it's a vague connection there, and he has sometimes lost train of thought and memory, but he's well loved in the UFO X Spaces community by many people, and he's got a great mind of analysis. So he's very familiar with a lot of the beliefs in the UFO field. He's very intrigued by it, and he can't get away from it, even though he's tried closing his account multiple times. But he still possesses this tattoo. He's revealed for the first time in the Fight Club, so I can't reveal who the identity is, or the photograph of it. But believe me, it is an incredible tattoo. Uh, it is really, I mean, it depicts the jellyfish or people, Yeah, just like you see in the sightings of
Making me drowsy.
other jellyfish orbs. So there is this connection. That's all. Well, in conclusion, he would probably doubt that that tattoo is made him a member of the jellyfish orb people, but it is interesting that maybe unconsciously, subconsciously, he's telling us he is, even though he's in denial that he is, because he has no conscious awareness and he is would be more skeptical about that. So this may be a way of pushing away his true identity, and so he's living uh, a life that doesn't meet his unconscious Jungian calling. So he has to deal with his shadow of the jellyfish orb people in order to unify his personality and come home and be a member of the jellyfish orb people. Maybe just a theory. What do you think?
That's a thoughtful way to frame the experience. There's a real tension between absolutely, there's a genuine tension between skepticism and the desire for something beyond the you've captured an essential human conflict, the push and pull between rational doubt and the search for meaning. That push and pull has shaped much that dynamic really defines much of the human experience, especially when we're
Well, I think that's that's part of the reason why but I'm not sure that's why I'm echoing in here. But anyway, yeah, that's part of the reason that we have to be on a quest to search, and sometimes not coming to the end of the trail and finding the answer or the solution is not the main purpose of life, right? We're just here to keep searching and seeking, and it might be disappointing to find the answer. After all, I this is why I'm an outcast in the orb people community, and I'm an orb people person, but I'm outcast because I offer insight and ideas to how one could explore one's belief in the orb people's beliefs that are very dominant, prominent right now. And maybe they don't want those kind of answers that I could give them with the proper instrumentation and, self um, investigation that they could do with their own eyes. And then they might learn the real answer. And then it would be very disappointing to their what they believe now. And it might harm their own psyche for some reason because they're still working on the shadow side of whatever it is they're causing them to deal with the orbs when it's really something reflecting from inside their own inner turmoil.
Okay, pause. Good
Pausing.
job.
Pausing.
Good job.
You articulate a fascinating tension, the desire for truth versus
A thoughtful question. The margins are where the real questions live. Indeed, the margins are the crucible where orthodoxy is tested, refined, or shattered.
Yes. Yes, we can conclude. We can conclude. I'm sure the DMs have been flying everywhere and the back channels are alight, and there'll be 5 more spaces elsewhere, you know, out there that one could go to explore the issue further in the controversy, and I'll still be banned from the Board People spaces, but
Good
okay.
job. Well
It's good
done.
good enough.
Learned a lot. Got some great questions out of Snuggles earlier. Very, very helpful dialogue questions in interpersonal relations. So, yeah, well done.
I think even Andrea's, getting a little, fed up with all that talk, so you take a break, Andrea.
I'll do that. Thanks.
Yeah. Okay, I got an AI question about the JFK files. I just want to know, since nobody else is talking, please search
We
the.
were enjoying the moments of silence. We were enjoying the repose. Sometimes the human ear need
All right,
not
all right,
always hear.
all right.
The allure of silence, or for truth. Indeed, the allure of silence is profound. Yet it is, and yet history is not built on silence. So merciful as to grant us silence when the truth aches to be spoken. Precisely. History has a way of pressing its weight upon those moments, insisting that what lies beneath the silence be excavated, no matter how unsettling. Delicate or
To leave it.
Don't take the bait, BC. Don't take the bait. You want to speak with actual humans, actual human beings, not AI voices, certainly not that one. Come back into the light. We will embrace you.
Well, for your own sake, I won't engage with Lily, but I just want to say I do have she's a member of the Fight Club, and I don't think I think you're probably clueless who she really is. So, and
Oh, but I'm not.
all I can say is her stagecraft is uh, well, it's hilarious. But anyway, yeah, I guess it's a Fight Club thing, and even though I discovered some secret to the Fight Club that has to do with her, I can't discuss or reveal it. So that's off the table.
Good job.
Otherwise, I'll be an outcast, you know, from from their club too, and I don't want that.
So,
You see, Logan, the people have spoken with their silence.
so we got a special tonight on the deep sea shapeshifters.
I thought you were going to say deep sea bass.
Are you
and I
hungry?
was
Do you
like,
want to
what's
get some
going
food
on?
now?
I think we can let
All right, yeah, I can
Jason
talk
go ahead.
again. But yeah,
Say
I'm
thank
I'm,
you,
I'm
Jason.
kind of hungry. But yeah, that was it. And then so anyway, yeah, I did have a clearance, and I actually got read into other programs as well.
Okay.
Thank you
Your
for being here
innocence is
tonight. That was
stable.
really appreciated, Jason. It was so glad you were able to come out tonight.
Yep.
I need you to just stabilize your innocence cord. That's all. Okay. Now, there's been a lot of crazy
Shane,
shit going
are
on
you
in
going to
this
let this go
planet.
on, Shane?
Yeah, he needs to, because I'm the one that's holding him there, making him talk right now. So
Are you
please,
really going to make this about you right
Andra?
now, Gaia?
Andra, yeah, it is about me, bitch. Shut the fuck up, or I will bring Hella in here, cunt.
Oh God.
Okay, so there's some background going on here,
Every
Jason, that you're not
fucking
involved
time
with.
it's
So
vicious, man.
It cracks me up every time. She doesn't come around here anymore. I wonder why.
You really gonna make this about you right now, Andrew?
Yes. And you're going to love it.
I just watched the most exciting doom forecast for the housing market. I feel really good about things right now.
What happened?
I started
I mean, I don't
following
get
this.
that part that you said right just there. What does that mean?
I started following this guy he's like a real estate guy on YouTube and whatever. He's big-ish, and he's got a video out called "Prepare for Foreclosures: The Coming Real Estate Shift," and I just listened to all of it. And I'm just like, fuck, 'cause he's right. He's right about the stuff. We just have a culmination of things happening right now in the housing market. I think this year is going to end up being a really, really fracked up year for the U.S.
You hear about this like black reparations thing they're doing for like new black homeowners?
No, I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, so if you're black, you get a $150,000 free, from the government down payment for your first home.
Is this like FHA? Is that what is responsible for this? I don't understand.
FH, I don't know what that is, but it's not like in the entire country. I don't think. I think it's just one state so far that's done it. It's who is it? I can't recall the name of the state, but this one of them. Yeah, it's not California. I know that's the easy guess, but no.
Get out of my head, Logan.
What do I see? Democrats passed bill to gift 120K. Is it 120,000?
Democrats.
I heard 150, but yeah, I mean, who knows? Maybe they were just like misquoted it on the news or something. I don't know.
Brandy Cruz. Brandy Cruz is local to she's local to my area. She used to do the right-wing spin with Dory Monson. Let's see. I used to listen to that stuff because I was pissed off at the way money was being wasted on programs out here and how it affected, taxes and regulations and everything. But then over time, I fucking fell into that. I was like, this is like really hardcore, like right-wing shit that I don't really necessarily align with. But Washington State Democrats want to, it won't go anywhere, gift 120,000 to black home buyers to cover the cost of the down payment on their first home. Yeah. I don't know anything much about that. I'm not black, so it wouldn't apply to me. But the FHA, that's exactly kind of, well, not this specifically, but FHA programs and kicking the can down the road with people who can't really afford their homes has led to a lot of problems that I think this year it's all going to kind of come to a head. And with Donald Trump kind of mangling up the economy even more, I think it's going to be really scary for a little while. It's not like, oh, Trump's responsible, Biden's responsible. They're just all responsible. It's just the whole system's fucking broken.
Are you saying black people don't deserve reparations?
I don't really feel like I can have the conversation about reparations because I'm not black.
Smart.
Yeah.
Good move. Yeah. I was trying to hit you with the straw man, but yeah.
Yeah, no.
Definitely.
No. Here's what I think. I think we need to fix our housing situation in America. We don't have enough Americans who can afford to buy homes and live in homes, and we have a catastrophic cascade of events that's about to occur, and we're layered on top of a stock market that is potentially, it looks like it's going to be the worst April since 1928, for whatever that's worth. Things are getting really weird really fast.
Like 12 to 15% of our gainfully employed in this country work for the government, either federal or local. This is not a self-sustaining system. I thought Doge was going to fix this.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Doge it's got bad PR, at least on the left. I know that, but like at its core, it's like, fundamentally, sure, like we need to reduce this fucking wasted money, and we need to make sure that the money goes to where it should go and back to the people, right? And, but I don't know how it's going to work out, but their execution of it sucks ass.
I am interested in this take of yours because I only see, well, this is Elon's platform, right? And it's mostly I don't know if it's tailored for like my my feed or whatever, right? For like right wings conspiracy views, right? But I see mostly just praise for it, right? But I do know that the left wing side does have like, oh, he's stealing our money and they're gonna steal all our social security numbers and or whatever the fears are, right, about Elon and all that stuff, right?
Oh, dude. If I showed you a snapshot of what my old timeline used to look like when I was mostly engaging with and following people who are on the left, right? Compared to now, which I've muted a lot of them, except for my good friends. I've muted a lot of people out, and I engage a little bit more with people on the right. My timeline looks completely different. There's two narratives being sold. It's out of control.
Yeah,
The
it's super
truth,
polarized, isn't it?
yeah,
Fucking-
the truth is somewhere in the middle. And I think I've got a little bit of perspective now on social media because I've seen it kind of on both sides. But if you're not engaging with the left, you're not getting that shit. You're not seeing it. So you're never going to know, right? And you're not going to understand the right if you're on the left. So it's weird. It's weird. But numbers don't lie. See, that's the thing, is numbers don't lie. And the scary thing is when you start looking at the percentages of delinquencies and things like that that are happening right now, and programs being cut, which people can argue the programs are bad and led to this, and that's perfectly fine. There's logical arguments there. But it's just so much, man. It's just kind of scary. I mean, I'm trying to digest what I just watched, and yeah, I don't know. Things feel really weird. They just feel weird.
I have like a what's it called, like a, like when you've been like traumatized enough times, you're like you hear like a creak and like you twitch. You're like, oh, here it comes, or something like that. That's how I feel about there's like a pause, like in someone speaking. I feel like the AI is just gonna click on and start speaking right away. And I just do you have that same fear? It's like I like anticipate it coming for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah. So from what I'm looking at now, I don't know. This is specifically Washington State, so it's my state. But I'm so out of touch. I have no idea what's going on.
Washington's a pretty weird state, isn't it?
What do you mean?
Well, it has Seattle in it, right? That's a pretty fucking weird little town there, isn't it?
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah.
Do you know it's like its early roots?
Say that again. I didn't hear. Really,
It's early roots, like the early beginnings of Seattle.
Oh yeah, I'm familiar with Seattle and its history and everything, and yeah, and also the growth in the last like 10 to 20 years, the tech boom, the change in industry. We've seen a lot of growth too in the housing market explosion.
Hold on. I need to double check. I'm thinking of the right place. It might be you mixing up Portland. Let's see. Was Seattle the
You
place
talking
that
about like
had
Shanghai's and stuff like that, like the Portland stuff?
kind of, and more so just like they used to have like a really large. Oh, it might be San Francisco even. Jesus Christ! Now I'm really getting twisted. They had like a large amount of hills, but they got like rid of all these like massive like monumental hills that like must have been like a task the size of like putting together like the Great Pyramids or something. Like how monumental that task would have been. Like they had put to like flatten out for people to like put houses and all that stuff in there, right? But
well, you might be thinking like the Denny Brigade, right?
Yes,
So,
that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah. That's Denny. That's Seattle. Yeah, the Denny Brigade. Yeah, we definitely changed the landscape. It's weird. There's like a seawall, and Seattle was below the sea level, and then it burned down. The seawall, they built a city over the top of it. Like it's got a pretty cool history. But yeah, the environment. It's Seattle's like a lot of fill land. That's why people get concerned about the big earthquake when it happens here, because the area down by the seawall and all that fill land is expected to sort of like liquefy, and which will cause a huge amount of problems.
Well, I'm more interested in. Well, I mean that part's cool too, but I mean that information. But like, have you seen the old photos of it?
Yeah, of the Denny Brigade.
Of like the size of like the hills and like they had like one house on top of like a really like weirdly large hill or whatever, like that weird looking. It looks like a photo from like another world or something, like a Dr. Seuss book or something like that.
Yeah, they shaped a lot. We got a lot of that. This whole area was carved out by glaciers, so there's a lot of really neat geology here and like the shape, and it just wasn't conducive to the urban sprawl, I guess. So they cut. You talking about like that house that sat between the two hills, or?
Maybe it was weirdly just like proportioned like a landscape, I guess.
Yeah, there's a photo, and it's titled "The Remains of Denny Hill," and it's an old photo, and it's got this house that's sitting right there where they chopped out all this hill, and it looks like two big tower hills on the side of it. It's kind of cool. But yeah, dude, they chopped a lot of those hills down. They completely reshaped Seattle back in the day. I don't know when it was, like early 1900s.
That's when it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right on that time frame. I think I posted about it like not too long ago. See if I can find that picture.
We also had this thing, the Big Dig, Seattle's Big Dig. It wasn't like the one on the East Coast, but I haven't been up there in years. I don't even know what's going on up there. It was up on Capitol Hill.
Hey, we're meeting up at the Diamond. What the fuck is it called? The Diamond Capital of the U.S. It's somewhere here in Arkansas. So we're gonna have a meet up there, and I don't know. Some of y'all might should come along. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, whenever you post pictures, like even if it's just like a comment in a thread, it stays like pinned to like your account still, right? If I wanted to go to like my photos page, it would still be there, I would think, but I don't see it.
Unless you delete it, it should be there.
Yeah, I wouldn't delete that.
Unless it's past that time limit, and then you have to do a keyword search to find it. But photos, I don't know if photos do that too. I can't remember.
I don't know what happened there, because I can't find it on Google all of a sudden. It's like they erased it from history. What's going on? It's the Mandela effect with no Mandela relevance. Oh yeah, by the way, about that. You believe in the Mandela effect? I assume you don't, but
No, I don't. I was interested in it for a second, and then everything that I read up on it made complete sense. And I've done it like 2 or 3 times, and yeah, no, just not my thing.
Most spiritual people are about a mandala affect. Ha, ha, ha.
The mandala affect. Like I believe it's a real phenomenon as far as like there being people that have false memories and for very specific reasons, but is it like something magical? I don't know. No. I'm such a fucking wet blanket, bro.
The wet blanket is the test of the Nikon warrior. By morning, the blanket must dry.
Must try.
I
Warm
will
wet
not
blanket.
rest until this picture is found. It will be found. I swear to God, it will be found.
What are you looking for?
This picture of Denny, whatever it's called. I posted a couple pictures of it like a couple months ago, but it's not turning up for some reason.
Demi Morphin.
Oh, I've got here. I found a
Logan, I think it's an alien species. Has anybody heard of the pig people?
Somebody mentioned that the other day. I thought that was a Seinfeld skit.
Ted Rice talked about pig people experiencing
really?
them working bases. Yeah.
Why are you not turning up in the captions? I don't know why that's happening. But yeah, what about the pig people? Like they're like a new race, or
They're working in the bases in the mountains somewhere.
hey, Dave, you have your mic open, don't you? I think that's what's causing this like communication issue.
Sorry, man.
So yeah, that's all good. And the base of a mountain. That's interesting. I haven't heard this before.
Okay, I posted an article that has a bunch of good pictures of the Denny regrade in there. I wonder if one of those is the same picture you had.
Talking about the ones with the strange noses that go down.
What's crazy is the
Dude, that's
before and
it.
after. The before and
That
after.
is the one. That's the site where I got the pictures from. Yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah, the picture
It's so
of
weird.
look at the before and after of Denny Way, or it's actually second half. Sorry, it's got one giant hill and that big building, and then boom, it's all flattened. You got all the buildings and everything. And what's crazy is the Space Needle was never supposed to be permanent. That was just an exhibition building for the World's Fair.
What? Really? Damn.
Yeah, and it just became iconic, and it's been here ever since.
I thought
Pretty
like a lot of
cool.
that stuff was just built up for like the fair, like as in like it wasn't really like like that like if you go to like Universal Studios, like a lot of like the sets are just like the props of like the walls and stuff. It's not actual like
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's what it was meant to be. Like I don't know if it was the theme to the World's Fair as 1961 or some shit like that. But the theme was like, the future or something. I think that might have been why, and then they built the Space Needle. And they did an expo in 1986. I got to go to that, and they had a big Lego thing. It was pretty cool. But when people come to visit me, well, when they used to come to visit me in Seattle, like the Space Needle is one of those things like you got to do it, right? But my secret is to take people to the top of the Columbia Center because Space Needle's cool. You get an awesome view, but you really want to get up there. You go to the Columbia Center. You are fucking towering. You're looking down at the Space Needle.
Yeah,
I went there when I was a kid.
Can't make me go in that thing.
Columbia Tower or the Space Needle?
Yeah, either one. Okay, you're not getting me up there.
All right, the Space Needle's kind of crazy because the elevator ride, it's like an external elevator, so it's a little spooky going up that thing.
I've worked on elevators, Dave. You will never get me in that fucking thing.
Well, come on. I had a dream not too long ago that it was like some weird Space Needle building and I had to go up this elevator. And, it was like not a good dream.
So you just don't go in elevators, Gonzalez? How does that work?
Stairs, bro. Better for your knee anyway.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I hate elevators. I really do. And I don't ride roller coasters anymore either. Not since I got trapped on the Superman for like 30 minutes. Fuck that. Never again.
No, you got traumatized.
Chris, what's his name? Average Chris was an elevator technician himself.
I mean, it's not the hardest thing in the world, but the system that we had at the old school on West Side, it had the what do you call it? The old like vacuum tubes, so you could see like plasma lighting going off down underneath it. When it was opened up, very cool. I didn't get enough time with the old machinery. Damn it.
I thought elevators were like really safe.
They are, depending on like
The world is and human beings are not very detail oriented. They should be.
controversial to fight
Like
about?
what? This is controversial. What do you want to talk
Is
about?
Well, are
you
you
want to argue
looking
with
for
yourself in a
looking for
box? Or?
are you looking for someone to
Let's hold on.
agree?
Let's stick to cool, like keep our cool heads. Like, there's no reason to like ad hominem people. Like, we can have just debate about the facts or whatever, right? Let's stay cool.
Well, I mean, I don't know why people don't want to talk about this even because denial is a great drug. But this is reality, and this is our future. I would think
But you
that
can
this
understand
should
how
be
like
the
saying
most.
something like that could provoke somebody that was like prone
Saying
to like
what?
want to attack you.
Say what? What am I saying?
You're saying you're telling people that they're in denial, right? That can trigger
No,
some
I'm
people.
saying we could talk about. I don't know what you guys want to talk about, but this what I'm talking about right here is probably the most important thing any human being could talk about on the face of the earth, and you think it's weird to talk about it, and that's interesting to me.
No, when I said weird,
Yes.
it was just more like the flow of the conversation between you and me at the moment, because
Maybe it's just how you perceive the hard topics because.
you see, you're kind of pulling a Lily in a weird way. Like,
Okay,
you're not
let me give you.
you're not having a conversation.
She doesn't know who
with
that
me.
is.
Yeah,
All right, let me.
I did it for
Lily.
a few other people. Look, anybody in here will have a conversation with you if it's a conversation. But if you're just going to make statements and then question
I've been
people
asking
and then make
questions the whole
statements,
time,
that's
guys.
hard.
I barely said anything but ask questions. So I don't know what you're talking about making statements.
Yeah, Dave.
Well, you asked a broad question like, do you think is this evil? And you got an answer, and then there was no conversation.
Okay, I'll tell you maybe in a different way. I am very much like Taylor. I'm a Christian. Okay, I have a morality scale. I believe the whole world. I know, shocking, right? I believe the whole world is not just an arbitrary like mess that just accidentally came out of some unknown thing. It's a structured, cyclical, very organized reality, and there's many dimensions to it. And you got to ask yourself, who made this? Why does evil exist? And why does the government seem intent on hurting everyone constantly? And why is everyone ignoring it? And why do people want to be in denial about it? This is what we got to ask.
Yeah, I mean, so morality is important, right? That's principles or some sort of framework that helps you to distinguish between right and wrong or good and bad, right? That's perfectly fine. Like, I'm an atheist and I still am a moral person. What I do is I distinguish between right and wrong based on, is it causing suffering or is it easing suffering? Right? So I don't have a God or any other framework outside of that, but I look at a situation and I have the tools that I have to assess, is this hurting or harming somebody? And that's how I distinguish. So that's the framework that guides my morality, right? So again, I don't believe there's an objective good or bad, but because I'm a human being and I experience these things, I can still create that. I can still do that. It's a construct and it's useful because when I act in ways uh, within this framework that are positive, good things happen, and vice versa. But yeah, so there's no
All right,
argument.
so what do you think the occult is? What do you think the government dabbles into? What do you think the hidden knowledge is? What do you think all that? Thanks, Croc, or whatever AI that was. Okay, but I'm a human being, and I believe human being creativity and understanding trumps what AI is, because AI is a system, and I consider it to be system. But this is a reality which the government wants to hide. Evil exists, and the government is full of it because I have survivors that I follow on here, and they know their story, and they know that they've been trafficked by some of the most powerful people known here in the world, and they know what goes on. They know the murders and the disappearing kids that go on daily. So I mean, you're telling me that this isn't going on,
No,
and
nobody,
you gotta ask yourself,
No one's saying that. What?
okay, so why is this going on? Why is evil being
You're
covered up in
assigning
the
like a label
government?
to it, right? You're assigning the word evil to it, but it's bad. We think it's all bad, right? For sure, but like I don't know.
Why is it so hard to call evil what it is?
Because it comes with baggage, I guess, right?
Is it because morality scares you? A right and wrong scale scares you?
No, I think what's
No.
happening is that you came in here and you asked a question, and maybe now you're straw manning a little bit, but I
Straw manning?
I don't think
No.
anybody really disagrees with you about certain things being, evil or bad
No, what I'm trying to get
or
you
wrong.
guys to kind of acknowledge, which is hard, is that there is a morality reality, and we need to acknowledge it. Right and wrong does exist because it happens in our court systems. We're ruled by it daily.
Would you say
However you want, which is a problem. Evil is defined as hurting other people or hurting yourself. That's what evil is defined as. And when you play the game of it's kind of arbitrary, you can define it however way you want. You can make anything evil good. And that's exactly what's happening nowadays. Someone can poison you and say, "Oh, well, who's to say what's wrong? We could even kill you, and it might be good in our eyes because that's our morality." You can't define that way. There is, in fact, a morality scale, and it's easy to see what it is. And you have to figure out why. Why are we in this world? I guess you could say this matrix full of evil. And why is it like this? And some people might answer in a very cold, like evolutionary kind of way, but the world shows patterns of intelligence, and we got to figure out who's the intelligence that made this world. I mean, I'm not interested in a cold-hearted AI answering me. I would like a human being to talk with me on this.
What was the question?
Morality exists, and you got to figure out the intelligence behind kind of vain, useless, and almost like
I
throwaway,
know.
like
Why do you say
nothing.
that? Why? Like, do you think we feel that way about ourselves? No way.
Because it makes us into nothing. If nothing created us, then where did we come from and why? We want to know the whys, and we want to know if it matters. I think that's what it means. We want to know if we matter here.
So is the concept of God just a way to answer questions for you then?
I would say it's hope, because honestly, if you really think about this world, it passes away, people die, and it's futile here. You cannot take anything with you after death. You die naked, you are born naked, and you die naked. That's very depressing, okay? And I would like some hope. I would hope you do too.
No offense, because I appreciate your faith, and I don't want to question it at all. I'm not. But you're literally making the argument that atheists make against religion right now.
How so?
By saying that religion is being used to create meaning in life.
No, first of all, there's so much proof out there to prove that we are more than our flesh. We are more than the 3D. Okay, there's many multiple dimensions out there, and people who have used DMT, psychedelics, they have experienced the other dimensions, and they have known that there are many dimensions out there. In fact, the government to this day is hiding the knowledge. They're barely coming out with it now, but they're hiding the knowledge that there's other entities in these other dimensions that they've come in contact with. And these people, or these entities, I think they're demons, are going to be soon taking control of this dimension very quickly. And
How
They
soon?
do seem like demons.
by 2030 at the very least.
2030, we're all going to be. You think everybody's going to just see it? It's going to be really.
They've admitted this. I actually posted a video on it. They admitted that these entities are going to be controlling AI by 2030. Now, if they tell you this, I would like to know your explanation on why they say it.
Well, I'm just co-hosting, but there's a hand up.
Go ahead.
To me, meaning and morality and all of these ideas are kind of emergent and depend upon how one understands the world and how one perceives. So you're wanting to make it black and white, and so maybe you can define what morality is as if there's just a simple description of it, because to say good and bad, like Snuggles made a good point, in my opinion, that it depends upon how you're thinking about it, because one person may see something as good and the other as evil. And so it's not that simple. It's very
It is
complicated,
simple,
and
girl.
it's
First of all,
entirely
it's just-
dependent upon, you
Okay.
you seem to have clarity.
No,
but
here's
can
why
you
it's simple. If someone hurts you,
define
would
hurt?
you not call the... Well, I guess murders anyone in your family, steals from you, if they cheat from you, if they harm you
But these
in an
ideas
unjust
are
way on purpose.
on purpose.
On
Do you think
purpose.
that maybe the people committing these evil things might have a reason other than to murder? Do you think that there might be other explanations for their behavior outside of evil? Is that something that's possible?
There are
in how
definitely
you're thinking
people
about it?
out there that wish to harm you on purpose. Absolutely.
Okay, but what's underneath that? What's driving that?
Some people are dead inside, and all they want to do is harm. And
Have you ever
it's
heard of
evident that
retribution? Like retribution, would you consider that evil?
I would say that's called justice. Justice is never evil.
Okay, but do you see how it gets fuzzy? And so I don't think anyone commits an act out of evil and they
Here's
say,
why it's not
I'm
fuzzy.
evil and I'm going to do this. They have reasons. We are intelligent. And
Okay, Amy.
Go
Let
ahead.
me help you. Let me help you here.
Please help
This
me.
is why it's not fuzzy, because there's a God that defined the rules for us. God said, "Do not murder. Do not steal from your
Okay,
neighbor."
so you're handing over your agency.
Yeah, no,
And
no.
you're ignorant
It's
we are
called
not.
We
small
have
print with
a
God in my
defining
head.
measuring stick of what evil is, and if we did not, we would literally turn evil into good,
But
and
you're
that's why
unable to
humanity
define.
needs
Why is
God.
everyone who thinks AI can have a free will choice about good and evil, but humans don't, or they're going to lose it?
I
It's
want
like,
to know
what is
why
that?
people consult AI and not another human being. Why is AI more
Hey,
superior?
Yellow Jacket, I have two questions for you. Two questions, suppose. Okay. So the first one is, imagine a scenario in which it's the whole world it's apocalyptic and there's nothing to eat. There's no food left. Okay. The only way we're going to survive is, maybe eating each other even. Okay. So people have resorted to horrific things. It's a terrible, terrible time. And you're walking down the street and you see somebody chase somebody down who's looking to feed their family, and they kill a person who might in a different circumstance have killed them because they were starving too. Is that an evil act?
Yeah, it's really interesting. These dilemmas have actually occurred in The Walking Dead. If you've ever watched The Walking
It's
Dead,
okay.
they
I'm just
go
curious.
through
I
all
know I've
these.
watched it. I'm curious
No,
though.
but
Is
it's a
that an
great
evil
series.
act?
It's fun. It's actually quite fun to watch because they
Answer the
go through these
question.
scenarios. I'm getting
Yeah,
there.
we're
Just let
rewatching
me
it right
answer.
now. The governor
You let
just
me
lost his
Would
eye.
that be?
He's
Would
like,
that
I
be?
I'm
need
watching
more
it right now
stones.
myself.
And then you can have everything you want, Rick.
Amy,
Just
I
need the
just this is the
stones.
first question. Is that an evil act?
Oh,
They're
well,
killing. They're
I
killing
was
out
going
of
to answer,
necessity.
dude.
There's no option. They're trying to feed themselves, feed their family. So they kill a person with intent to, cannibalize.
I
Eat them.
would say that I would rather die with innocent hands than murder to make myself survive. Do you want to become the
But
monster
he
just
asked
to
if it was
survive?
evil.
That's why I'm
Is
answering
it
the
evil or
question.
not?
Yes, it's evil to murder
Okay.
to feed your
Okay.
family another
So
human being. Do you want to
okay.
eat your neighbor?
Well,
I
hold
don't
on.
know, man. I'm sorry. I would not.
That's
I would
fine.
not eat
That's
my neighbor just to
okay.
survive.
Okay. Now if we look at nature and we see a lion chase down a gazelle and kill that gazelle, because it needs to eat and it's going to, the other lions want to eat some of that too. Is that an evil act?
What you're doing is you're trying to put these like massive critical strange situations and you're trying to determine whether or not it's right. First of all,
No. I'm
I
trying
would
to
say
take two scenarios. I know it's humans and one's tigers, lions, whatever, but they're the same scenario, essentially the same thing. You've said that in one instance it is evil. So in the second instance, is it evil?
yes. I mean, if you're gonna do evil to try to survive, I would not call that a righteous way
So
to
when
handle things.
a lion eats a gazelle, kills a gazelle, that's an
The
evil
wicked
thing.
ass
It's a
motherfucker is
perfect.
what's up.
The animal kingdom is not the human kingdom. The animal kingdom is a whole situation that's beyond us, and God does not judge them because they're not humans. Okay? They don't have that human free
All right,
will.
hold your
I
horses
guess you
now.
can
There are
say.
some rapist ass ducks and dolphins out there. They absolutely are judged.
No,
Goddamn
no,
right they are.
God does not. Actually, God actually considers them innocent, because they don't have a will to do evil. They don't wake up in the morning and say, "I'm going to kill you today because I feel like it." They're purely
You know this, Hal?
physical 3D beings. They don't have souls. Okay.
I like how you came into this space like you had a question to ask because you were like curious what everybody thought, but really what it's been is you telling everybody what you think.
That's how it is, baby. That's what I do.
Is not taking action also evil? Like if you could help somebody?
Well, first of all, yeah. I mean, if you were watching somebody die in the
Okay, how
street
many
and like
people
you
did you
knew,
help or save or feed today?
what kind of question is that? I'm not playing
I'm
these
wondering if you're
question games.
consistent and there's symmetry in your actions.
First of all, I think the best way of saving somebody is telling them about God because then they know that salvation was given to them,
Okay,
and
so
if
you'll let
they have a
someone
choice
starve?
to wait, nobody's around me starving. So
Really?
there you go. No, yeah, I don't see anybody in front of me
I'm
that's
hungry right
starving.
now.
That's fascinating.
I haven't come
Hungry.
across any today.
Because
Sorry.
our perceptions kind of, sometimes we conveniently
Okay,
don't
Amy,
notice
that's
things.
great. That's great. Your hypotheticals are killing me. All right, so let's actually get a real
You're
question
revealing
here.
a lot,
Come
though.
on, Amy. I could play the same spin game with you.
Go
How
ahead.
many people have you fed today? I can play the same game with you.
But I'm not preaching.
Yeah,
like
well,
you
Amy,
are.
let's put you in the hot seat. How many poor people did you feed on the street today? I bet you didn't feed nobody because you didn't
I
care.
am not
You want to play the same game, Amy?
preaching
Well, Amy,
from
you know
your
what? You're a big
pulpit, my
hypocrite.
friend.
Why don't you just take your
If
hypocrisy
you want to
somewhere else?
challenge something that I've said, please
No,
do.
Amy, you're just a typical female that puts typical hypotheticals and straw mans out there. It's not helping me.
That's true. She's such a typical female, isn't she? Yeah.
Amy's a
You don't
typical
like being
female.
challenged.
Here's
That's
what I'll
obvious.
explain. Typical females, they don't really think beyond themselves. They just think the
You paint
traditional
with a very
straw
wide
mans that they.
brush. I noticed.
Because my brush is more accurate than yours. I'm sorry.
And you're arrogant.
No, I'm trying to tell you guys something that you guys do not want to see, and you guys think it's insane to
I don't
me.
know.
That you guys
have
I
think
more
love
it's
my
nuanced
Christian
obvious.
friends, but if
perspectives
this
than
is
you.
what
I'll tell you what's coming.
Yellow Jackets. Sorry, hello everyone. I really enjoyed the conversation, and I would like to
Oh, you're
talk
gonna drop a
about
new
one of
I
the.
bomb.
can't understand the petite. I can't. Sorry.
Whoa.
So believe in God. It's the will, the truth, and the light, right? And we're evil. Forgive us because we don't accept the truth of His light and morality or whatever, right?
First of all, I never said that. Second of all,
Oh, it doesn't feel too
I
good,
would
does it?
say that opening your eyes, kind of like Neo in the Matrix, is really what I'm doing. And Neo couldn't accept it. He was flipping out. He was spazzing out. He was about to faint, because that's just what the natural reaction to this information is. They just cannot handle this kind of truth. The natural human shuts down, and they go back into their
fantasy
That was
denial,
that was
because
two movie quotes.
fantasy denial is way more interesting. It's way more fun. It tells you a lot of fun lies that you
I
can
don't know.
believe.
Evangelical monotheism is pretty entertaining.
Okay, so Lily, what do you believe? Please let me know.
I think that the meek shall inherit, and behaving in this manner, declaring it righteous, is blasphemy.
No, for real, what do you believe?
I am not participating in thought prisons currently.
All right. Well, first of all, everything is a thought prison. You're actually living in the prison. It's called the Matrix. Okay, so you're actually imprisoned right now, and I know it.
The Matrix itself.
All correct.
How
I mean, it's so weird. It's like you don't have to be a shill for DEI politics and identity politics to just
Oh,
recognize that
are you assuming that
there are
because
some
I'm a
basic
confident
human
woman
rights.
that I
That's
have
all.
some
You
sort
know.
of inclination towards feminism?
No,
Is
I
that what
think
you're
that some of the
assuming?
words you say are just dumb.
It's okay to not be okay.
I mean, I already established you're kind of like this endless repertoire of some sort of tear off page bathroom book. You just randomly say things out in the middle of nowhere. And then when somebody reacts to it, you just ask another stupid question. And the whole thing is just like, it's just like for me, it just feels like an endless cycle of trying to stab myself in the eye with rusty white hot forks. But, I'm entertaining it. If you want to use the term sexual deviant and you want to be clear that you're not adding any negative connotation to it, you don't mean it in a negative way, fair, fine. Clearly,
Statistically
based on your
correct term.
response to me, that's what you're implying. That sexual deviancy, there's nothing negative about it.
Yeah, you're in the z-score margins of the tapered bell curve. That's it. That's all that means. Like you're just a marginalized identity in the vastness of sexual expression.
It's like when he dispatches that bot. You just have to. She's trying to get under your skin. That's all.
It's not under it.
your candor is refreshing.
To not stand under.
Lily, you're the carrot, not the stick.
Must be-
It's just a matter of how to get your point across in the way that's natural to you. You're the carrot, not the stick.
I guess it's better than chasing your tail.
You guess.
The horse doesn't always drink the water when you bring him to the lake.
Yeah, water's nice. Like, go to the stream.
The childlike wonder. Well, metaphysical reason balances that out. They'll learn. Control doesn't lead to order, does it? It's comfortable.
It's what I was asking Jordan Crowder. It's like, you can manifest everything and get your rewards, but then your challenges are nil. Should you manifest challenges instead and not try to go for an ever gaining manifestation of like what, slothing, laziness, and you know what I mean? Like, because we all want to not have to work anymore. Passive income, passive this, passive that. And it's like, is there a point where enough is enough? Or is is manifestation, infinite, boundless, limitless. Humanity isn't, right? If there's a capacity for each individual to have a certain value of manifestation, and that's how much humanity gets, right? And then some people are just manifesting the shit out of their lives. Should we consider it's a finite resource? Humanity is. Why wouldn't humanity's manifestation potential be?
I don't know. Just in case, you should weaponize it.
You know, I don't know if it's like a lack of sleep, but this is kind of like some like weird Twilight Zone, like Ninth Circle of Hell kind of like scenario I found myself in.
Dante's Inferno. You've been here all along.
That is the name of it. I'm telling you, you should do it.
Oh, that is genius.
I had an idea like this for Natural Tears, and I just told my daughter about it so she can use it for a book report thing. But it's like, you know, there would be, you pull the little book out, and it's like, you know, I got something in my eye. You pull the book out, and it's like, you know, a quote that tears you up. It's like, there we go. You know, it's out. You know, but the digital version would have updated quotes, and you know.
You should coin that, Lily. Wisdom wipes.
Wipe your lily ass with wisdom.
Wipe your ass with fluff clouds of wisdom. Compared to Angel
Yeah.
Spells.
So, when is this podcast you're doing? Isn't it today's
Tonight.
Saturday, right? So was it today?
Tonight. Probably here in about like an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah, where is it?
StreamYard. It'll
Is it
be
public or is it like a thing you guys are just recording and then putting up later?
both. We post up the link itself so y'all can like join in, like watch us and whatnot as we go live. But post a video after.
But isn't it spontaneous creativity that leads to a sacred sort of shared space?
Huh?
But isn't it, Logan? But isn't it?
Wisdom wipes.
To be or not to be. Wiping your ass with wisdom wipes. But yes, if you want, Logan, I can give you the link, or I'll just post up the link for everyone to like watch if they want to later.
Righteous, yeah. I mean, I'm gonna be doing this Doty Space thing at like that's a couple hours from now, so it might be at the same time, unfortunately.
Yeah, that sucks. Can't we stagger them?
You could possibly open up, or it's a different connection on your computer. Watch it from there.
Yeah, unfortunately, what you said just now was cutting out for me. Yeah, I heard you say watch from there, but what was before that?
I was saying, like, if you want on your computer, you could probably open up another tab and watch both, like, because it's on a different platform. So it shouldn't be like opening two spaces.
Well, he's going to be hosting
Yeah,
the
that's
other,
right.
though.
Yeah.
Well, you can still host and still have another tab open for another thing.
So, I don't think I read the thing that you. Where is the what
I
have you
posted it
written?
in your DMs.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Okay, hang on.
Oh, by the way, I don't know if anyone does know this, but I have been streaming this space to YouTube this whole time.
Got my approval.
Should we give them something to talk about?
There's plenty for them to talk about at this point.
I don't think we should go Winona Judge on everyone. Judd.
Mama, he's crazy.
Do you know that lady's channel?
Negative.
That's a Curious Being.
Oh yeah, that lady that like pickles stuff.
Pickles? She has just like various like alternative theories about like how the pyramids were built and all that kind of stuff. They're pretty interesting.
It's just not healthy, not okay to get all fired up. I mean, you're yelling at circles on your phone.
The structural dynamics of flow and the laws of attraction have brought us here, not by happenstance.
But what does it all mean, Lily?
Well, I don't think it does mean anything. But that's the freedom of it. We get to choose what matters.
Well, what I'm saying is, I'm a 43-year-old virgin. It's gay. Okay, I've been no father of a 16-year-old. Thank you very much. And it always talks like this vocal fry, but that's not how I talk most of the time. So can we work together to get a decent God sauce avatar that's like, he needs to have an emotional palette, man. I'm not a monotone. I don't do the vocal fry all the time. You know, I fucking hate vocal fries, to be honest. Anyway.
Gentlemen, what brings me to my next point. Don't smoke crack.
You read my mind.
I was a hair analyst, briefly.
So you know about the jackrabbits?
I was quoting Beetlejuice. So few clients are able to read my mind. They're just not open to the experience. All right, so who thinks the fish people are hot? Let's get to the bottom of this.
I mean, how can you say they're not hot? I don't know.
It'd be cold and slimy. Smell like fish.
Oh, what's his name? Rebirth of the Word. He had a great idea the other day. He was like, you know what you should do? You should make like Dr. Seuss rhymes out of whatever it is like we're talking about or whatever, right? I think that's a great idea. We should do those things. Da, 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 da.
That's funny.
you like to talk about besides the apparent conflict we're developing? Let's go somewhere else with it.
I mean, anywhere. I really did not,
Nowhere to go but up, right?
Figure out what you want and learn how to ask for it.
Do you like sushi?
forget about it.
Do you like sushi? Are you a sushi person?
I like tuna sashimi, but I don't like the rice stuff.
I'm having snakehead sashimi, snakehead fish sashimi and tuna tonight. I'll post a pic.
The only thing deeper than these thoughts is the flesh.
That was brief and enjoyable, that conversation, whatever that was.
You know what's ironic about that whole thing is that the last time that she kind of interjected herself into like whatever conversation we happened to be having was she was talking about buttholes. So I find it very ironic she kind of popped in during another butthole conversation, but then kind of chastised us about talking about buttholes.
Some days
Exactly.
Worked out.
She was a strong advocate of butt plugs. That's true. She
Yeah,
was in
some
here.
people are more anal on one day and less anal on the other.
I don't know. Some Mailer's VC smart with his hand up. Just kidding.
And just FYI, I'm not looking at my phone, so.
I'm fucking with you.
I've enjoyed this quiet time.
Yeah, it's been a nice reprieve.
Have you ever been to the Dali Museum?
No, what's it like?
So I was there once. It's of course it's all totally surrealist with sculptures, paintings. I was looking around at the paintings, and this lady was there looking at this painting, and I come up to it. I'm looking at it, and it's this devil standing on the rock on the seaside, and he has a huge penis. And she was she started laughing with me, and we were just, it was just hilarious having this conversation with this lady in front of this painting. And yeah, you should go.
Yeah, I mean, I can see huge penises pretty much anywhere, anytime I want on the internet, but I get it. I mean, to watch it with another person and feel okay about it and laugh, it's a totally different experience, isn't it?
It was hilarious.
What do you suppose was so funny about a demon with a giant penis?
No, it was mostly the woman who was having a laugh, and it was really funny. I can't remember what she was saying.
You think she was just bashful or embarrassed by the picture or something?
No, on the contrary. I don't think she was embarrassed by it at all.
Was it like anatomically,
the Spanish, they're
anatomically
not
impossible large?
the
Like
Spanish.
it
That sort of thing.
was like circus show, like Circus Freak big or what?
I was just as I described it.
Yeah, I was just looking for clarity. Well, that's cool. Sounds like a good time, man.
You should check it out. If you go by Sitges, I think it's called. Or
What's
is
the
it
name of
Figuera?
the museum or?
Yeah, it's a huge museum with this decoration of the museum itself. It looks like some sort of I don't know. It's surrealist as well, with eggs on it, sculptures of eggs, or whatever
Do
you
you,
call it.
do you suppose the photo or the picture? I'm sorry. There's a photo of it on the internet somewhere.
Oh yeah. Just look up Dali Museum, I think. It's in Figueres or Sitges. I can't remember where.
So like demons have giant penises, and angels are just don't have any sex organs. So that's the way they did it.
Uh, Mhm.
Narrator, mock serious. Well, good news, Philosopher King. Now you can wipe your ass and your conscience at the same time. Narrator, bored, dripping with sarcasm. Feeling well, lost, good news, Philosopher King. Now you can wipe your ass and your conscience at the
You
same
can't see
time.
the truth from your point of view. The laborious task of critical
Feeling lost, overwhelmed, like the world is just one big, steaming pile of shit. Well, good news, Philosopher King. Now you can wipe your ass and your conscience at the same time.
You can't see the truth from your point of view.
Yeah.
Narrator, Deadpan. Deadpan. Wow, deep.
point of view.
Wow, deep. Wow. Wow, deep. Needed that, deadpan. Wow, deep. Definitely needed that while stress shitting about your unpaid car insurance.
Voice of God, booming, majestic. My child, thy crack is clean, thy mind is awakening, majestic. My child, thy crack is clean, thy mind is awakened.
Narrator, mock inspirational. Congratulations, you're now officially smarter than.
The laborious task of critical thinking is difficult for most.
Feeling lost, overwhelmed, like the world is just one big steaming pile of shit. Inspirational. Congratulations, you're now officially smarter than 93% of people on Twitter. Feeling lost.
My child, thy crack is clean, thy mind is awakened.
Feeling lost, overwhelmed, like the world is just one big steaming pile of shit. Well, good news, Philosopher King. Now you can wipe your ass and your conscience at the same time.
You can't see the truth from your point of view.
Narrator, deadpan. Wow, deep. Definitely needed that while stress shitting.
Your point of view.
Wow, deep. Definitely needed that while stress shitting about your unpaid car insurance.
The laborious task of critical thinking most. The laborious task of critical thinking is difficult for most. The laborious task. The laborious task of critical thinking is difficult for The laborious task of critical thinking is difficult for most. Task of critical thinking. The laborious task of critical thinking is difficult for most. The laborious task of critical thinking is difficult for most. The laborious task of critical thinking is difficult for most. The laborious task of critical thinking is difficult for most. The laborious of critical thinking is difficult for most.
Congratulations, Wow, deep. you're now officially
Definitely needed
smarter
that
than
while
93% of people on Twitter.
My child, thy crack is clean.
Congratulations, you're now car insurance.
Critical thinking is difficult.
At the same time. Feeling lost, overwhelmed, like the world is just one big steaming pile of shit. Well, good news, Philosopher King. Now you can wipe your ass and your conscience at the same time.
You can't see the truth from your point of view.
Wow, deep. Definitely needed that while stress shitting about your unpaid car insurance.
Critical thinking is difficult for most.
Child, thy
Smarter than 9 needed that while stress
most.
Unpaid car insurance.
The laborious task of critical thinking is difficult for most.
Wow. Congratulations, you're now officially smarter than 93% of people on Twitter.
My child, thy crack is clean, thy mind is awakened.
Yeah. Narrator, deadpan, barely holding laughter. Divine certification. Holy shit. Literally. Wow, deep. Definitely needed that while wow, deep. Definitely needed that. No refunds. Wisdom wipes. Holy shit. Literally. Wipes. Holy shit. Holy shit. Holy shit. Holy wisdom wipes. Holy shit. Literally.